Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about how I learn English using different theories. I started learning English in my primary school when I was around 10 years old, and I kept learning it for years. During this long process, various approaches are used. According to the social cognitive approach, learning occurs in a certain social context with a dynamic and reciprocal interaction of the person, environment, and behaviors. At the very beginning, I learned English mainly from observing teachers. For example, in the classroom, I wrote down the sentence structures that teachers used and imitated their pronunciation and intonation. Every time I had to use English, such as answering questions or doing the test, I just recalled what I had observed before. This kind of strategy is extremely helpful because for the beginner who has limited language proficiency and low self-confidence, observing others is an easy step to start learning. In addition, according to Liv and Wenger 1991, in the community such as classroom or learning group, people share information and experiences with the group that members learn from each other and have an opportunity to develop personally and professionally. And that's an important way to learn English. I remember last term I joined the English conversation program, where I can talk to a group of people, both international students and native speakers. And every time we discuss some questions, new words and expressions were learned. During this process, my English, especially oral English, improved a lot. It is also important to notice that social culture theory also plays an essential role in language learning. During the learning process, English is learned both from interpersonal and interpersonal interaction. For example, I remember when I was in university, all the students should make individual presentation in the class. In this situation, the interpersonal approach, such as the private speech, was of great help for increasing the fluency of my speech. And when I practice this presentation privately, it really makes me feel less stressful. Except the practice of myself, I also learned a lot through interacting with my classmates and my teachers. I remember our professor provided feedback about my presentation outline, and my classmates provide some suggestions on my pronunciation and check the grammar mistakes. Based on my experience in my future teaching, in order to make the teaching more effective, it is important to use different theories in language teaching. To be specific, as most of the students learn English from teachers, we should provide a good model so they can learn from observation. When in the multilingual classroom, it is important for teachers to promote a sense of belonging, and students from different cultural backgrounds can share their cultural values. For example, teachers can organize some activities that students can have a better understanding about others' culture. At last, language learning is not an individual action. People can learn English both from the environment and the people surrounding them. In the classroom, teachers need to have some group work where students can communicate and learn from each other. This kind of strategy is very useful in promoting the interpersonal interaction and thus facilitate language learning. This is my story of second language learning. There are other theories I used in the learning process which are also very helpful. And as the language teacher, it is important for us to use those strategies and theories to help our students achieve success in language learning. Thanks for watching, and these are references.